What's going on, guys? Magdallan here with another farm strategy summary and review. Today we're talking about Essence and Harvest in Crimson Temple. These are two mechanics I've never really farmed seriously in the entire time I've played the game, so it was exciting for me to get into it, and I was really pleasantly surprised. So we're going to go over the tree, and then we will pull up the card with my 5-point ranking system, and then we're going to go over the overall rankings for all of the strategies that I've covered so far this league. I think we're up to about 6 of them so far. So let's go over the tree. We're going to come up and grab the standard essence node here, and we're going to come up and go through the shrine nodes. Then we're going to block metamorph as well as blight and ritual. Then we're going to come down here and snag this harvest cluster. Grab our harbinger nodes here and this large harvest wheel. I'm still making quite a bit from the harbingers. I just don't see any reason to not include them in basically every strategy. I think point for point, they're still just worth the most, in my opinion. We're going to grab Stream of Consciousness, and then we're going to come up here, grab this Harbinger wheel, grab these harvest nodes here. We are doing blue altars, so we're going to grab all of these and these up here. And then we're going to come over here and take note of that these are kind of different. I made the mistake of running about 20 maps thinking, well, I picked the yellow one, I get more yellow. Nope, it's the opposite. So you need to take the blue and the purple here to make them less likely, and then you'll notice immediately you get way more yellow. And the yellow essence, or life force, is worth a little bit more than double what the other two colors are. So absolutely you want this set up as I have it here. And then don't forget about these. I think I mentioned them. Let's come up here into the middle section, and we're going to grab the shrines as well as the harbinger nodes. We're going to come up here and grab harvest, and we're going to grab this essence node here. And then we're going to come over here, grab this essence cluster, and we are running singular focus and stream of consciousness. And then we're going to come over here, grab these essence nodes. I have these 3 map nodes allocated. That's a happy medium for me. I do want a couple maps rolling in here and there, but by and large, I have enough to last me the entire rest of the league. And so if you don't need these, just unallocate them and fill out extra little nodes in your harvest and essence sections where you don't have enough points. And then lastly, we're going to come down here and block breach as well as abyss and expedition and legion. And that is basically the tree. Pretty straightforward, and it's worked really well for me. So let's jump over, and I will put the card up, and we'll talk a little bit more about this strategy. And then, as I said, we'll go over the rankings for all the other strategies that we've covered so far. All right, I'll throw the card up here. And before I talk about the scores themselves, I will mention a little bit about how I set this up. So I'm not using any scarabs. I'm not using any sextants, anything like that. And I wanted to keep this as close to an Alk and Go strategy as I could. And so that's what this is based on. And so, yeah, let's talk about the different categories here. So for fun and repeatability, in this case, I would put them at a solid 8 in both counts. And that's because I really do think the way that they've got Harvest set up now, where you kind of run in, you just click the thing, kill the mobs, pick the stuff up, and leave. It's much better than it used to be when I would encounter it in previous leagues before they made whatever the most current set of changes is. As I said, I don't really do Harvest, so I don't even know when they changed it. But the way it's set up now, I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And Essence is actually way more fun than I thought it was. For whatever reason, I just didn't enjoy those before. And this time around, I felt like, particularly with the Death's Oath character, you just kind of open up the Essence, hit your Withering Step, and then they just die. And then you just pick up a bunch of stuff. And if you drop the Remnants of Corruption on there, I found that I was getting quite a few of the more expensive essences, and it's worked out really well. And then as far as scalability, given that I'm not using any of the scarabs or sextants or anything like that, I think the scalability is good. You could absolutely go for the essence sextant as well as either the, area contains the Sacred Grove sextant, or the every plot or whatever contains a yellow life force thing. And those are pretty expensive. I wasn't really interested in doing that. And at this stage in the league, we are getting to the point where I feel like trading is it's an absolute crapshoot. And so the less that I have to deal with other players at this point, the better. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. As far as profit, I was really surprised. I have never done a strategy in this game that I thought was more consistent than Harvest. You pick up the stuff, and about every time you get 5,000 or so of the yellow, you just sell it off for a divine, you're good to go. And it comes in extremely, extremely predictably. I was able to basically get between 300 and 500 per map Occasionally you'll go a little bit lower. Once in a while I got a little bit higher. But at the speed that I was running maps, that ended up being today, I think I farmed for a little bit more than an hour. And that includes a break or two. So I guess it might have been less than that in terms of actual time and map. And I made about 2 div in yellow essence. And then I think I got about 2 to 3,000 of the other 2 colors. And of course, eventually you will get enough to sell the purple and the blue for divines as well. And then as far as the essence, I think I made about a div and a half in that hour. And so that was fantastic. And that's not necessarily going to be indicative of your experience, but I'm rating it a 9 because over the course of the last week when I've been doing this, I have found as I said, the profit to be maybe the most consistent out of any strategy I've ever done. There's not really any gambling or fluctuation at all to speak of. Now, I did drop an apothecary in one of the maps, and so obviously there's that going on too. You know, Crimson Temple is just the best map in my opinion. It's got the most potential to really change your league. That apothecary drops and boom, you're buying upgrades. So, and then finally, efficiency wise, I give it an 8.5. I think it's fantastic. I didn't feel like I was being crippled by not buying the expensive sextants and making sure that everything was super well set up. You don't really feel that bad if you are going slow as far as the sanctums are concerned, because these are going to take about 5 minutes a map, at least they did for me, particularly because you want to find the harvest and then finish clearing the map so that you can get as many of the blue altars as you can in order to click as many of the quant options as you can get your hands on before you go into the harvest. And that does make a big difference. A lot of times that ended up being the difference between about 3 to 350 life force to, I don't know, 5 to 550, 600 when I had a good string of the quant altars. And so, yeah, then overall, I give it a score of 8.2. And I think this is a fantastic strategy. And if you are like me and you have not ever messed around with Harvest and Essence, I would absolutely say to do it. It's really been a good time. And maybe a negative for some folks, but not for me at this stage in the league. This is the type of strategy where you're just going to farm, and maybe you sell off your yellow life force as you get enough for one divine. But as far as the essences go, I haven't sold a single one yet. I'm just going to let the tab build up and build up and build up, and then I'll just do one bulk sale on TFT and be done with it. So, yeah, that's about all I will say about this strategy. And let's go over real quick, and we will look at the overall rankings, and then I'll send you on your way. All right, last thing here. Let's throw up the rankings for all the strategies that we've done over the course of the league. So, Harvest Essence Crimson Temple slides in at second place at 8.2. Only beaten by Harbinger, Map Dupe, Toxic Sewer, which we did a little bit earlier in the league, all the way up at 8.5. That strat really is a banger. I enjoyed that a great deal. I would say out of everything on the list, obviously it's in first place, but if you haven't tried it, get in there and try doing that. It's fast, easy, your sanctums are going to be flowing, and it's just all around a good time. And then in third place, we've got Breach Harbinger Strand at 7.4, and then Blue Altar Crimson Temple at 6.9. Expedition Strand at 6.5, and then the stinker Legion Harbinger Dunes all the way down at 5.4. And for me, what that means is really everything except the bottom place are strats that I would do them again. I enjoyed them generally, and I was able to make the currency that I needed to upgrade my build and all of that stuff. And so, yeah, let me know if there is any strats that I've completely missed out on that I need to try before the league ends. Otherwise, I've got maybe one more speed farming Toxic Sewer variant that I might try. And then maybe I'll try a ritual-based farming strat, but I really don't like rituals, so I'm hesitant to do that. But if that's what you guys want to see, I will put myself through it. And otherwise, yeah, I hope you found something interesting or engaging in the video. And if you did, please do hit the like and subscribe button. We are climbing our way up to 1,000 subs. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate you.